Welcome to another episode of our series, Engineering the Future of Finance. Every day there are trillions of dollars and euros moving through the global capital market system. Have you ever wondered what's behind that? We as Deutsche Börse Group provide critical infrastructure that makes all of this happen. We are the engineers of the capital market. Today I'm with Christoph Böhm. He is our Chief Information Officer as well as our Chief Operations Officer of Deutsche Börse Group. Certainly at the heart of what is our engineers of the capital market. So as always, my opening question to you, Christoph, what makes you a capital market engineer?
So maybe let me start with the definition of an engineer from the university. So there it was very simple. Once you are a part of the community, they tell you everything that shouldn't move, duct tape. Everything that should move but doesn't, WD-40. And for the rest, a computer will fix the issue. So what I learned early is that you can do astonishing things using the simple principle of a 1 and a 0 on a semiconductor device. And now, more seriously, engineering is about applying physics and making sure that, especially when it comes to engineering compute environments, that you have applications in place who are able to support your business, pushing you on one side towards growth, and on the other side give you the sense of quality and the foundation you need to have a reliable business platform. And now looking at what we are doing, we are still applying the ones and the zeros on the semiconductors, and we are engineering solutions along the processes around financial infrastructure. And that means on one side we need to be fast because we have lots of transactions. On the other side, we need to be super reliable, rock solid, because everybody needs to believe that what is intended to happen is actually happening. And building such a layer of trust is a super important thing for capital markets engineers.
So those two sides, the innovation part and the reliability and operations part, why don't we start on the innovation side? What do you see as the most important technology trends in a true way that are shaping right now what Deutsche Börse as a safe market operator is driving?
So the mega trend over the last years was clearly cloud and cloud adoption. This is a trend which was happening in the market because cloud services are more elastic, they scale better, and they give you time to market compared to the technologies that we have been using in the past. And this is why it was adopted early, maybe so 15 years ago. And then we saw the rise of cloud. I positioned the topic always as cloud is a foundation, it's a technology that will enable us to do things faster and in a more scalable way, but it will also give us a platform to plug in value-adding services. And especially around data, machine learning, today we say AI and Gen AI, that is something which really benefits from the foundational capability that was made available.
And translating straight into Deutsche Börse and our journey, so you have been driving our cloud journey over the last few years. Give us a sense what that meant and how much of our capacity has translated into the cloud by now.
So first of all, that is a transformational thing we are doing. It's not only technology, because we have regulators, we have customers, we have many stakeholders, and they all need to be convinced that we are doing the right thing. And for that you need maturity and you need compliance, you need to be in full control of what is happening. And at the end of the day, this is about your ability to drive this car. This is what we have built at the beginning. So we have trained and we got the license to drive the new car. Then we did a few rounds and found out this is reliable as it should be, and we adopted more and more. We are currently, total compute capacity-wise, at about 75% in the cloud. We are not going to put all eggs into one basket, and that means we are running a multi-cloud partner strategy. We have a selected set of global leaders. And we complement that with on-prem capacity, our own data centers, where we continue to run the applications, but we could move them to the cloud if we like, and if the cloud capability is in place to host the workload. Because for some of our workloads, we have really high-end demand, and some of the clouds can provide this, others cannot. And when it comes to matching, especially the matching engines, currently the clouds are not there.
They're not fast enough.
Not fast enough, not fair enough. So it's very simple. For this part of our business, we need to run our own stacks. But for other parts, as I said, we could do it, and it's up to us to decide if we like to do it, if we want this.
So with that enormous progress into the cloud that Deutsche Börse has achieved, the theme of AI, as you articulate, is becoming much more prevalent. It certainly brings a lot of behavioral, personal change. I talk a lot with Daisy, which is our in-house AI platform that I truly find many colleagues' work is changing. For us, strategically, AI is certainly one of the big drivers of a new set of opportunities, as you, Christoph, have outlined. I think in each of our businesses, be it the trading environments, be it also the settlement environments, but in particular, obviously, in what we call our investment management solutions, where we provide on the software side services as well as data, the entire theme of artificial intelligence as an enhancement, providing new and better opportunities for clients to work with our systems is a fantastic opportunity that we see as a big sort of transformational move over the next few years. So give me a sense how you see the transformative character of AI for a capital markets engineered environment.
The cloud is a foundational thing that gives us capability to compute something. This is where the ones and zeros are happening. On top of that, we want to have value-adding services. And ideally, we want them to be easily plugged into our capability, into our platforms. So for that, it is important to work in a partner ecosystem and to benefit from that ecosystem using the services which have been engineered by other parties. So for example, when it comes to AI services, more or less every day you can see now a new model popping up. Somewhere is announcing this model does this and this model does that. To us, it is important that we get a very reliable leading model, not necessarily the absolutely best, but a top-in-class model, which easily plugs in and then can do its job for the many users we like it to work. That is a process which at the end of the day is time to market. How long do you need from the idea to the implementation? And is this faster as if you would do it on your own? And here what we see is we see major benefits in implementation when it comes to cloud services. It's just faster. And by faster, I mean 30–40% faster. So it's very serious speed ups. And on the other side, when it comes to capabilities, our major partners like Microsoft, like Google, like SAP, they are also leaders in the field of AI. Now moving to your second question around token in a tokenized world. What we see is a clear trend towards digitizing real-world services. So some use the word digital twin, but at the end of the day, it's a move that we have seen in other businesses, for example, in the music business. I remember well my record player, and now I love my music on my phone. And this is also happening in financial services. The old world is, when it comes to traditional services, it's partly bothersome because it's physical, and it's related to moving physical things. It's slower. And when you are able to move this to digital services, especially if you are able to put something in a token representing a value, then you can do it fast, you can do it rather simple. And that, I believe, is a trend we have seen globally over the last years in the consumer markets. And that is now drifting also into business markets. And I believe this is going to be, within the next years, the driving force behind the transformation. So exciting new technologies, fast change, how financial services and capital markets operate. On the other side, it's a business of trust. There's trillions that are moving through the financial system every day. So a big part of our IT is, as you mentioned earlier, is not just about the innovation, but it's also about the operations. Give me a sense of how you look at this 24/7, around the globe, around the time, systems operations, and how can we ensure the trust? That is a super important topic to me, because I believe trust is built on control. You need to control the environments. You need to be empowered to run the systems so that they always deliver according to the service level you have agreed with the customer. And what we have done is we put a lot of effort in engineering high quality systems. And then we found out that exotic combinations or rather complex environments utilizing third-party components, that they fail here and there. So we moved towards more redundancy to take over just in case something fails. And we did a kind of a second round of investments into quality, making sure that we learn from every single incident so that it can't repeat, and that we conclude the pattern behind that and where to invest to protect us more. And that allowed us to move away from a map of incidents happening here and there, like tiny little lights blinking up, towards something which is always on. We are not absolutely 24/7 in our businesses, but we are close to that. And we are able to provide this service for all of our customers consistently across the year. And the best feedback you can get is if you go to one of the customer events. What I hear on a regular basis is our customers are telling us, you know what, we love your quality. Your systems are so well engineered that we perceive them as leading. So this is the moment when, as
very exciting feedback. As an engineer, that's the most rewarding moment that you can have. The sentiment that the pipes are not just innovative and good products, but also that they have this. Nevertheless, we all know, it's a world where cybercrime, cyber threats are very imminent in all the operations quality. The second leg is the protection of the systems. So give us a bit of a sense how you look at the challenge of cybersecurity. What are the biggest areas that we are focused on, and how do we go about it?
So if you grow and if you move into a market, you also need to have a defense, and you need to fully understand what is the threat and the vector people could use to attack you. When it comes to cyber defense, really many are concerned because they do not really understand, they had no exposure, but they saw in some places how serious the impact can be. And we need to take this super serious from a soft fact perspective, and we need to work with people who are scared, let's say it this way. On the other side, we have technical capabilities to defend us well, and we need to understand how well do they work, and what would be a good strategy executing this. And I believe a starting assumption for an engineer, this is an easy one, that something will break, something will fail, is a good one, because then your defense knows how to deal with a complicated situation, something went wrong. And a good strategy to deal with a pattern like that is that you have lines of defense, one after another, and you want to detect as early as possible, and then you want to respond to that. If you see a breakthrough in your first line of defense, let's say a virus makes it onto your machine, you want to ensure that this is not spreading. And you need further lines of defense, shielding and protecting the environment against an intrusion. And here we have on one side a very, very capable team that is well connected into intelligence. And by intelligence, I mean the full flavor of everything from agencies to regulators, making sure that we have all the knowledge which is right now in the market about attackers, attack patterns, and what has happened to others. And then we have our own capability to respond and to act. And what I really, really like, and this is one number I like to share, if we go out with tests and we put some phishing tests out to our employees, what I see on a regular basis, the first alarm that we get back from our people across the firm, it takes less than a second. So this is fast, and that is a team effort which is required, the technical capability to shield and to protect, but also people and processes who are always vigilant, spotting something. This can't be.
So very exciting to hear about AI and the dynamics. It certainly brings a lot of behavioral, personal change. So this brings us to the fourth part that I enjoy most in our discussions, I must admit, a bit about Christoph and preferences. So, I know you have a very strong focus on technology. So let's start with sports. Esports or physical sports?
Physical sports, a lot of that.
So it's not the Formula One racing online.
No.
On the other side, is it more the North Sea or the Mediterranean?
Oh, clearly warm water, Mediterranean Sea.
Good. And music-wise, hard rock or classical music?
In the middle, jazz.
Jazz, wow. That's fantastic. That's a pretty unique engineer. But indeed, jazz is a very creative and partly also many ways of engineering around sound. So in that sense, certainly a great step. Well, let me thank you very much, Christoph, for joining. I think this was hardcore engineering in a technical sense, but that's what makes up really Deutsche Börse Group. That we have been an innovator, engineers in two ways. Technical engineers, but equally business engineers around the capital market. So thank you very much for joining, and I look forward to continue to be the innovation leader.
Thank you very much for having me, and let me conclude saying one thing. I'm very proud to be a capital markets engineer, and I'm representing here a huge team, which is, I believe, as proud as I am.
Thank you.
Thank you.